A month and a half ago, I made honey fermented cranberries. Going to show you how to make these. They are the best cranberries I have ever had in my life. I'm going to start a half-gallon jar of honey fermented cranberries so that I have more throughout the winter. What I've done is picked through 2.5, 3 bags of cranberries, picked out all the mushy ones, rinsed them off, and I have this last batch that I need to just pierce. I'm using this meat tenderizer because these are kind of sharp and it just pierces the skins a little bit before I put them in the jar so that the fermenting juices get in there. Put the rest of these in this jar. Dropped one. The next thing I want to do is squeeze the juice of 2 oranges into the jar. Of course, I'm putting the used up rinds in my newest jar for homemade cleaner. Before I squeeze this orange, I'm going to peel off some rind, and I'm going to be real careful so I don't get any of the white pith, which is bitter. There's a little bit, but I did a pretty good job of just getting the thin slice so there isn't a lot of white rind on it. I'm going to put a few peels down the glass, the outside of the glass. Now I'm going to put a couple of cinnamon sticks along the edge as well. And the last thing I need to add is ginger, cutting them at an angle to get a lot of surface area, to get the most out of the ginger. I'll put a few of the prettier ones. Oh, it smells so good. And then I'm just gonna push these other ones down the center. The last thing we want to do is fill this up with raw honey. And it's gonna take a little bit for it to sink all the way down, just because of the voids between the cranberries. Let it filter down all the way to the bottom until it covers the cranberries. I think I've got all the honey in there that I'm going to be able to get. I did this entire 16 ounce that I already had, and then I did about half of this 32 ounce. So basically I did about 32 ounces, just so you know, for this half-gallon jar. So now I'm going to use just a solid lid to turn it over a few times. Let that orange juice filter all the way through, mix with the honey. I think that's mixed up pretty good, so let's take the solid lid off and put the fermenting lid on. You've seen me use these before. I'm going to switch this to the date today, which is the 29th of November, and it's a vented lid. It vents itself as it ferments. You don't need any other special contraptions. I'll put it on tight. And I'm going to let this jar sit underneath my kitchen sink where it's warm but not too warm and it's out of the sunlight for at least 2 weeks, if not longer. It can keep for months. Put a solid lid on it and put it in the fridge and it should last for a long time. This is what it looks like when it's all done, and it's good whole cranberries, or you could chop them up and serve them. You can see how they hold their color and they're just absolutely delicious.